Organic fertilizers have always carried an air of mystery. Gardeners talk about them with reverence, whispering about compost teas, bone meal, and fish emulsions as if they were sacred potions handed down by generations of green-thumbed sages. But I'll be honest, for years I wasn't convinced. I wondered, were they truly better than the chemical stuff, or was this just another gardening trend with a natural label slapped on it? Well, after years of trial, error, and a few too many disappointing harvests, I finally discovered the truth, and my garden has never looked better. It all started with a tomato problem. My plants looked fine early in the season, but by midsummer they were stunted, their leaves turning yellow at the edges, and the fruits were disappointingly small. I was using a balanced synthetic fertilizer, following the directions to the letter. The plants responded quickly at first, but soon the soil seemed tired, almost lifeless. That's when I decided to experiment. I began replacing my chemical fertilizer with organic alternatives. I started small, side dressing with composted chicken manure and brewing a batch of homemade compost tea. The first thing I noticed was not the plants, but the soil. Within weeks it became darker, crumbly and rich-smelling, like the forest floor after a rain. Earthworms appeared in numbers I'd never seen before, and their presence told me something vital. The life beneath the surface was returning. Over the next few months, the plants responded in ways I didn't expect. Instead of the quick green burst I was used to with synthetics, the growth was slower but sturdier. The stems thickened, leaves deepened to a rich green, and pest issues decreased noticeably. My tomatoes, which had struggled the year before, were suddenly heavy with fruit, juicy, flavorful, and abundant. The more I researched, the more I realized why this was happening. Synthetic fertilizers feed the plants directly, delivering nutrients in a form they can immediately absorb. The problem? It bypasses the natural soil food web, leaving soil microbes with nothing to work on. Over time, the microbial community weakens, organic matter breaks down faster, and the soil's long-term fertility declines. It's kind of like giving your plants an IV drip instead of teaching them to forage and thrive. Organic fertilizers, on the other hand, feed the soil first. They provide nutrients in a slow-release form, which encourages a thriving population of bacteria, fungi, and other beneficial organisms. These microbes, in turn, break down the organic matter and make nutrients available to plants, naturally and sustainably. This creates a self-reinforcing cycle. Healthier soil grows healthier plants, which produce better crops and contribute more organic matter back to the soil. Another discovery I made was how diverse organic fertilizers could be. Blood meal, rich in nitrogen, gave my leafy greens a lush boost. Bone meal, with its phosphorus content, encouraged strong root development in root crops like carrots and beets. Seaweed extract provided micronutrients and growth hormones that helped plants handle stress, while aged compost became my all-purpose powerhouse for nearly everything in the garden. By combining these inputs in moderation, I created a nutrient-rich environment tailored to my crops without risking the nutrient burn that often comes with chemical fertilizers. Cost was another pleasant surprise. While some store-bought organic fertilizers can be, a bit pricey, I learned to make most of mine for free or very cheaply. Kitchen scraps went into my compost bin. Grass clippings and autumn leaves became mulch. Fish heads from the local market made an incredible homemade fish emulsion. These weren't just fertilizers, they were waste streams transformed into honestly garden gold. The real truth I uncovered is that organic fertilizers are not magic bullets. They're part of a holistic system. They work best when combined with other regenerative practices like mulching, crop rotation, and cover cropping. They don't give instant gratification, but they do give lasting fertility, healthier plants, and a garden that improves year after year instead of depleting. Today, my garden is more productive than I ever imagined it could be. I harvest baskets of vegetables every week, the pollinators are abundant, and the soil practically hums with life. Most importantly, I'm no longer locked into a cycle of dependency on store-bought chemical inputs. My garden has become self-sustaining, resilient, and, deeply satisfying to tend. If you've been on the fence about switching to organic fertilizers, take it from me. It's worth it. You'll see the difference not just in your plants, but in the life of your soil. Once you experience the richness of organically fed earth, there's really no going back.